Is YouTube a job? Can you come to this platform on YouTube, record videos, and then claim that you have a job, that you have income, a job that you can rely on? I am creating this video while walking around the village because I created 2 other videos about YouTube, and some people are telling me that, oh, YouTube is not a job, encourage people to get real jobs. YouTube is not a job. So I'm wondering, is YouTube really a job? I want to talk about that issue today because we have been preconditioned that a job is not a job until you have to wake up in the morning and go to work, go to an office dressed in a suit and a tie, and then sit there waiting for clients. Or if you are a woman, maybe you have to put on an official attire, then go to work. You have to wake up in the morning, rush to the traffic, or if you have a car, you have to go, struggle with the transportation, reach to work, then report to work, open. They usually say that clocking in, you have to clock in, then enter the office, then sit there, then wait for clients. Now you have a job. That now, if you are a nurse, for example, you have to go to hospital, you have to apply for a job, then go to hospital, then sit there, then work there. Then you have to return in the evening after you have finished your work. That a job is not a job until when you finish a job, you come to your house in the evening carrying 2 tomatoes and some salt and some unga. Carrying 2 tomatoes, you are coming, now I'm coming from work. You see, now that is a job in the Kenyan context and from the traditional mindset, okay? People don't believe that a job is something that can earn you money. People don't believe that a job is anything that can give you money. People believe that a job is what I have described. Before I talk about any other thing, maybe let me talk about YouTube first because that is what we are talking about. And let me select some personalities like Jeff Koinange. Now, what does Jeff Koinange do? Jeff Koinange is a journalist. He is employed by Citizen TV. What is his work? His work is to read news. For example, welcome to JKL Live. He's there reading the news for you to hear the news. And after the news, he leaves the station. He leaves the station because that is what he does. You go to Citizen TV, you switch on your TV to watch Jeff Koinange live so that at the end of the month, he can earn 2 million shillings every month, and I believe he's earning even more than that, okay? Now, what if Jeff Koinange had decided to read those news on his channel? Would you still listen to him? Yes, you will still listen to Jeff Koinange. There are no barriers. In fact, Jeff Koinange has a YouTube channel, and he did a video recently about how he was eating, I don't know where, in a kibanda somewhere, and he's getting nearly 1 million views. 1 million views, and you can imagine Jeff Koinange is a person who worked for CNN and he has an international audience, right? People are listening to Jeff Koinange from all corners of the world, and you understand what that means when it comes to CPM and RPM. So a person like Jeff Koinange, if he decides that he wants to stop going to Citizen TV and open Jeff Koinange TV, will you not listen to him? We will listen to him. Why? Because we want to see Jeff Koinange. Jeff Koinange is the person we want. We don't want Citizen TV, by the way. We don't want Citizen TV. We want Jeff Koinange. Citizen TV is owned by SK Macharia. We are not logging into Citizen TV to see SK Macharia. We go there to see Jeff Koinange. So if Jeff Koinange decides that he wants to read news on his channel, will we not go there? We will go there. And will it not pay him? It will pay him. So will it not be a job? It will be a job, right? Let me go to another person. Like, let's say a person like Betty Kialo, for example. Betty Kialo is a very good interviewer. Is employed by a TV station. Now, we go to that TV station because we want to see Betty Kialo, right? Now, if Betty Kialo decides that she wants to get out of that TV station and concentrate on her own YouTube channel, will we not watch Betty Kialo? We will watch Betty Kialo. Why? Because Betty Kialo is the one we want. We don't want to hear TV what. Betty Kialo is the one we want. Now, I don't want to go for many other examples like Dr. Ofweneke and the rest. What I'm trying to communicate is this, that these people already have jobs. They are a brand by themselves, and they created those brands, and they can make money by themselves. So they can create jobs by themselves. And somebody will ask me, why are they going to the TV when they can do that by themselves? It is because those TVs need them. Because those TVs need them. It is not Jeff Koinange who needs Citizen TV. It is Citizen TV that needs Jeff Koinange. It is not Betty Kialo who needs TV. I don't know if it is TV 47 or what. It is TV47 that needs Betty Chalo. So you see what I'm talking about? So these people, they are needed there. You go to a job where you are needed. Like, for example, if someone comes to this YouTube channel and says that maybe I analyze things well, maybe I talk well, and then they say that we want you on our podcast. Like the way people have, by the way, a lot of people have reached out to me and they have told me that they want me to appear on their podcast, right? So they want people, already people are reaching out. They want to interview me. So that means that they need me. It is not me now who needs them a lot. But because of that respect and maybe there's a mutual agreement maybe we can have, I can go. Do you see that? Now, up to that point, is YouTube a job or is it not a job? It is a job. It is a job in itself. You can start a YouTube channel as a job. You see, when I encourage some people to start a YouTube channel, and then you see some comments coming there that, oh, don't start a YouTube channel, find a real job. What is a real job? What is a real job? I was asking somebody recently, somebody who was asking me to find a real job. Then I told him that on this YouTube channel, I have shown you the way I plant arrowroots. Is that not a job? Now, according to them, that is not a job, right? That I have to get another job where I have to wake up in the morning, put on a suit, put on a tie, then go to lock myself in an office, then start addressing the concerns of people as I wait for a salary at the end of the month. That if I plant arrowroots and then I sell, my first harvest, I think it will be roughly 50,000 shillings when I sell it. Now, that is not a job. Number two, when I create videos like this, for you to click on my video and watch, an advert has to pass there, right? You have to see an advert for you to see my video. Or when we are still watching my video, you will see an advert and I will be paid. Now, according to some people, this is not a job really. This is not a job. I have to find a job that I have to wake up in the morning to go and then dress well and then come in the evening carrying 2 tomatoes. Like, let me give an example of a friend of mine who lives in Nairobi. He lives in, I think it's Umoja or where? He lives in Umoja. We did the same degree, bachelor's degree in nursing. And then he decided that he did not want work. He decided to do what we call home-based care. Now, he did not just decide. Due to joblessness, that is when he decided home-based care. Now, he tried to interact with people from Karen and these other leafy suburbs, and then he held some clients in those regions. And so he goes there, he attends to their needs, he takes vital signs, ensures that they take their medications. If they have wounds, he dresses those wounds, and then he is paid 3,000 shillings per day per client. So you find that every day the guy can make like 8 to 10,000 shillings. A nurse. So per month, this guy is walking out with not less than 200,000 shillings. Now, according to some people, this guy does not have a job because he's not working in a hospital. He has to apply for a job in a hospital for it to be seen that he is working. You have to go and then have a salary in a hospital for you to be seen to be working. But when you are just doing home-based care, attending to clients, taking their vital signs, recording them, and then recommending referrals, then that is not a job. So, my friends, what is really a job? You know, you people, let me talk about teachers. If a teacher decides to do homeschooling, for example, according to many Kenyans, that is not a job. If a teacher decides that he wants to have students that he will be teaching every evening, that is not a job. A job is waking up, having a TSC number, then waking up in the morning, then going to teach students in a classroom. Now that is a job. You cannot be a teacher if you do online teaching, for example. That one now is not a job. That is not a job. A job, you have to be employed by a school. So this mentality, I can give countless number of examples. So you find that people are always looking for work, and then they say that there is no work. Which work? Which work, my brother? I have never been employed in my life. I have never been employed. I eat, I sleep, my children go to school, and then I'm here speaking to you. And I'm not looking for a job. Have I told you to help me look for a job? I don't want a job. If there is a deal to make me money, please give me a deal. By the way, some of you don't know, apart from this YouTube channel, I have told you about arrowroots that I plant. Do you know that I also do video production? You have seen me, a lot of you have asked me, your videos are very clear and what? I do video production for funerals and weddings. If you have a wedding, but that one now I have a team. If you have a wedding and a funeral, I can produce very logical, clear videos and with a good narrative of those events. I charge 30,000 shillings per video, which is one of the lowest because the people I see, they charge even up to 100,000 per video. If you call me, we will come with very clear cameras and we will take footages and we will create a very good wedding video. Then we will charge only 30,000. We don't need a lot of money. Now, if one video I can charge 30,000, that is not a job. A job, I have to go to a hospital and then apply, a private hospital, apply to be paid 30,000 shillings per month. Now that is a job. I have to take a job because it is secure. But when I want to produce a video, for example, for a funeral or for a wedding, then I charge that 30,000 one single video. Then that's not secure. Huh? It's not secure. And I don't know why people keep talking about this thing of security. What is security, by the way? Job security. You have to have job security. What is job security? What is secure in this world? There's nothing secure in this world, bro. Those things they call permanent and pensionable, they are not really permanent. Permanent and pensionable, they are not permanent. Those jobs are risky. Those jobs can end anytime. And even the employer is just managing you in a... the employer is also afraid to pay you a lot of money. That's why you go on strike all the time, yet you have a permanent and pensionable job. You call it permanent and pensionable, but you are always on strike because your employer is the real owner of that job. And then he has to pay you little. Sometimes they have to be afraid the salaries are delaying. Now, when salaries delay, it means that your employer is experiencing a problem with cash flow. Now, that is you. That is what I want you to be. Open a YouTube channel and then start creating your own brand. Open a business and then start charging people. Start your own thing, your gift, and then start charging people for it. That is what I usually advocate for. I don't usually advocate for having a job. And then some people usually tell me that, when you want to, when you are finished school, go get a job, it is secure. Which security? Which security? If your employer can experience a cash crunch and then your salaries are delaying, can't you see that your employer is also not secure? Your employer is also not secure. But you think that you want security. Which kind of security are you talking about, my brother? So, one question. Now, is YouTube a job? When you say that you have opened a YouTube channel, is it a job? Yes, it is a job if you take it serious. And I have told some people here that we have Jagero podcast. That podcast is employing Jagero and cameramen and several other people who are working there. Now, do they not have jobs? Some people will argue that Jagero now does not have a job. The people who have a job are the people he employed. Now, you prefer being the people he employed, not Jagero himself. I have given just Jagero as an example. We have so many others. Like Dr. Kingori, for example. He's working as a team now. He has a team behind him. There are people who edit those videos. There are people who shoot those videos. Now, people who shoot those videos will say, we have a job. Now, that is what they are recommending you to have. Now, being Dr. Kingori himself, they don't want you to be that because it is very risky. Now, when you start Dr. Kingori, that is being very risky. You need to look for a job that is secure. Now you have to be the editor. That's what they are recommending, right? And so many other things. There are people who will watch me and then they start thinking that the opposite of having a job is self-employment. They don't think that these things can be complementary. These things are complementary. Having a job is important. If you get a good job, kindly go and do it. If you can do self-employment, go and do it. The reason I usually advocate for self-employment is that you can do it anywhere. Bro, I am in a village setup. You can look at me like this. And I have lived here for the longest. And I am not looking for a job. And my children are going to school. I am eating, I'm dressing, and I'm okay. And you are watching me, by the way. You are maybe in the city. You are maybe in the United States. You could be in Australia. But you are watching a black man in Africa holding a microphone and a camera like this, talking to himself. And then when you watch me, an advert passes there. Then I am paid. You see, this is what I'm advising people to create. If you cannot do that, take a shamba, the way I took a shamba. Plant whatever you want to plant. You can plant maize. You can plant capsicums. You can plant whatever you want to plant. Then sell. Go to the market. Identify the market and sell. You can produce videos the way I produce and then charge people for it. You can be a public speaker. I hear people saying that they speak and then they get paid for it. People like Burale, their gift is speaking. Then they are paid for it. I usually advocate for self-employment because you can monitor your own income and then you become very disciplined, by the way, because if you joke around, you can lose your income, right? Yes, you don't joke around with your income. If you become self-employed now, you become very disciplined. And this is why I was talking about these people who work for the government, these people who go to jobs. If you go to somebody's job, there is a risk of being lazy. There's a risk of being taking advantage of that person's job and not doing your work the way you are supposed to do it. For example, you go to an office and then you find people are there just making stories, a government office. They don't want to attend to you. And they feel so entitled. Sometimes they believe that they are bigger than us. They don't want to attend to our needs. They believe that because they have a government job, they are bigger. They don't know that they have been employed by the government to do whatever they are doing for us. Now, if they start their own job and then we go to them for services, then they will see the need to protect clients. And we will witness a lot of productivity and profitability. So there will be more and more jobs being created, and there will be more money being created because people are creating their own jobs, people are staying disciplined, people are protecting their customers, people are treating their clients well. You see, that is why I advocate for self-employment. Self-employment ensures that you are disciplined, focused, and accountable. When you have a job, and this is what I recommend, when you have a job, please ensure that you protect that person's job. That is not your company. That is not your own job. You are the real owner of that job is also suffering. They want you to meet some targets. Please go there and make sure that you deliver, because you have been employed to deliver. Kindly deliver. And to this end, I want to talk to people who are going to school right now. Bro, a degree is not going to guarantee you success in future. In the past, when you know what guarantees success is the supply and demand, okay? Supply and demand. Now, in the past, there were few degrees. That is why they said that when you get a degree, you are going to succeed. That is why degrees were very marketable. Right now, everybody you meet a degree. I have a bachelor's degree in nursing, which is very marketable across the world. But I'm in the village right now, holding my camera, right? But I have a degree that is very marketable across the globe. A degree right now, a lot of people have degrees. Now, how many people have BSNs right now? A lot of people. If you ask me to give you 10 bachelor's degree nurses who are jobless or who are being underpaid right now, I will give you within 10 minutes because I know them. I have been in the field and I have interacted with them. People who are in school, young people who are still in university, start identifying your talents. What is your talent? What can you do? Can you speak well? Can you do agriculture? Can you dance? Can you whatever you can do? Can you play piano? Can you play a saxophone? What can you do? What can you sell? Start understanding what you can sell to make a profit. That's what we are working with in the current world. In the current world, you are not working with getting a degree and a degree and a degree and then applying for jobs, then being employed, then start getting more and more degrees, then start looking for promotion, job promotion because you have more degrees. No, a lot of people now are going to school. Now start something that a lot of people are not doing. And I have told you that this is one of the things. When I talk about a YouTube channel, it does not mean that I am an agent of YouTube. No, it's because I have seen with my own eyes what this channel has paid me. My brother, I have told you how auctioneers, I went to the auctioneers board and they told me to pay auctioneers 20,000 shillings, right? Now, I went for a gig yesterday. That is why I did not produce a video yesterday. I went for a gig and then I was paid 30,000 shillings. Now, I have gotten 20,000 immediately to pay that auctioneer. Now, imagine if I had a job that pays 40,000 or 50,000. And I'm living in Nairobi, and I have to pay rent 15,000. Imagine I have a salary of 50k, then I'm in Nairobi, I'm paying 15,000 shillings. I remain with 35. Then I do shopping, I remain with the 25. Then I send maybe money home or maybe even save. I remain with nothing. Can I be able to pay that auctioneer? I cannot pay. But because I have these gigs, this YouTube channel will pay money. Those gigs are paying money. My farm produce are paying money. Now, when they pay me and I accumulate all those things together, can I be able to pay? It is peanuts. Very little money. Yes, I can pay them off and then continue advancing myself. You see? So, start looking for things that are not very saturated. Things that you can do, things that you can sell. That is how you are going to navigate this world. And that's why I advocate for online jobs, because a lot of people don't understand online jobs. When they look at people like us holding a camera, they start looking at a very frustrated man. a very frustrated man holding a camera. He has a degree, but he's suffering in the village. Now, they are not looking at it in terms of earning money, okay? They are looking at it in terms of this guy does not have a job. Let us pity him. He is suffering. You see? And I'm advising you to start taking advantage of things that people don't understand. Make money in them while the opportunity lasts. Thank you for listening to me. This is Giddy Akali, and we shall meet again in another video, and I am out.